Has there been difficult times in your life
Yeah.
where you really struggled?
Yes. So when I left fundamentalist Christianity, and for a while I was just sort of a hard-bitten atheist. The problem with leaving the belief structure was that I didn't deal with all the non-propositional things that had gotten into me. All the procedures and habits and all the perspectives and all the identities and the trauma associated with that. So, I required therapy. It required years of meditation and Tai Chi, and I'm still wrestling with it. But for the first 4 or 5 years, I described it like this. It was I called it the black burning. I felt like there was a blackness that was on fire inside of me, precisely because the religion had left a taste for the transcendent in my mouth, but it had the food it had given me, food in square quotes, had soured in my stomach and made me nauseous. And the juxtaposition of those seemed like an irresolvable problem for me. That was a very, very dark time for me.
Did it feel lonely?
When it was very bad, it felt extremely lonely and deeply alienating. The universe seemed absurd. And there was also existential anxiety. I talk about these things for a reason. I don't just talk about them as things I'm pointing to. I'm talking about them as seeing in myself and in people I care, having undergone them, and how they can bring you close to, self-destructive. I started engaging in kinds of self-destructive behavior.
So the meaning crisis to you is not just a thing you look outside and see many people struggling. You yourself are struggling.
Well, but that's in fact the narrative. Is I struggled with it, thinking it was a purely personal, idiosyncratic thing. I started learning the Cog Sci. I started doing the Tai Chi and the meditation. I started doing all this, right, Socratic philosophy. And when I started to talk about these pieces, I saw my students' eyes light up. And I realized, oh, wait, maybe this isn't just something I'm going through. And then talking to them and then doing the research and expanding it out, it's like, oh, many people in a shared fashion and also in an individual lonely fashion are going through meaning crisis.